Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm gonna rule the world or I'm gonna change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
I'm a braveheart, I'll be right here. Y'all talk it, but I smell fear.
Beginning of the day, we start from there.
Right.
So we knew we had to, matter of fact, I spent the night at Sun crib. We all knew
Sun being
we
Nas.
had to go, being Nas, right?
Yeah.
So I spent the night at Sun crib. So we get up in the morning, we knew Death Row was coming to the East.
How'd you know?
For this show.
Oh yeah, for the show. Okay.
Radio City, big show, you know.
It's
all
bold.
Stars, it's
That's a bold move, because this is after he dropped All Eyes on Me?
No.
No, it's before that.
No.
I think it's before that.
Right. No. This is right before the Makaveli. This is
Right before.
Right. Because when he passed, that's when it came out.
Right.
So this was right before Makaveli. And
Don't stop the story. Don't stop the
no,
story.
that's cool. So we knew they was coming. So you know, beforehand, when he talked about Mobb Deep and Biggie, and he never said Nas, right? He never really explained that it was, you know, he had beef with Nas.
Right.
Only till when we was on the road, we would hear little like
Whispers.
slick shit. You know what I'm saying? He said something. So since he was doing that, you know, we did the same thing right back. You know, Chicago, Atlanta. You know, we get on stage. Fuck. So boom. So now we in Radio City. So the Whispers was there. We like, all right. So we're gonna run into them.
Was not because was Slime with y'all? Roddy?
What Slime?
Waddy? Big Waddy from
Slime might have been there.
Slime might have been there.
It was I think we had about maybe 25, 30 of us inside, and maybe like 50 of us outside.
A call went to the hood and
Call went to the hood after the Radio City incident.
Right.
The call went to the hood because we was hyped.
and the hood pulled up.
Hood pulled up.
What was the
at
Radio
after
City
party, though.
The Radio City incident? What was that?
The Radio City incident. Okay, so we in Radio City. We in the halls, but Nas and Stout is in the seats. They inside the seats while we outside the concession stand. So we chilling. It's me, Jungle, Killer B, Ella Mooski. Talking about
I know.
Moose.
Big Moose.
Bar.
Rest in peace.
Not rest in
Bar
peace
Ken?
Bar, but rest in peace Bar. But Bar from AQ.
All right.
40 Buster.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bar.
Yeah, shout out to Bar.
And my nigga, Big R. Kim. Big R. Kim.
AKA R. Kim?
AKA R. Kim.
Imperial?
So we out in the concession stands, and we stand there. We just chilling. We watching people go by. It's you know regular show shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So two females is sitting like behind us. So me personally, I wasn't engaged in that conversation. It's Jungle and Killer in the conversation with the chick. I don't know who she is. I don't care who she is. I'm looking for bitches. You know, this back then. I'm a young nigga. I'm you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm checking out the scene. So they talking and shit. I hear them giggling, laughing. So now the Outlawz come through. They walk by. They walk by in a single file.
Single foul.
A single file. Walk straight by. It's crowded in the hall.
Yeah.
They walk by. We posted up on the side on the wall. They walk by. So when they walked by, Killer and Jungle started, heckling them niggas. Yo, Death Row, fuck Death Row, man. QB. It's QB, Mob Deep, nigga. So I'm looking, I'm like, okay. So I never seen none of them look back. You know what I'm saying? They heard it, but I never seen none of them look back. Now, if I'm somewhere out of town, you know what I'm saying? And this happened plenty of times to us, but you're not going, I'm gonna see what's going on.
Right.
Like,
I'm gonna see who said it.
I'm gonna see who said it.
Right.
I wanna see how many motherfuckers you with. I wanna see all that.
What's the climate?
Exactly. So
What's the weather like?
So, I noticed that. So I'm like, all right, cool. They walk by. Then we chilling, we talking, laughing, joking. It's nothing. Shorty and them, they laughing, joking. So they walk back by. So they start again, the heckling. Fuck, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So, I ain't we sitting there laughing, but I'm just observing.
Yeah.
And they never looked back, never looked once. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, that was kind of hard. Like, not one of them. Like, nobody turned around like, what? Fuck, who that? Like, none of that.
Yeah,
None of that.
no static.
No. I mean, but you didn't see, like, they wasn't nervous, they just didn't look. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't look.
That's kind of L too, like.
Huh?
That's kind of L too, like you can look at that like, these niggas, but you can look at it like, yo, they on some other shit.
If they was
Right.
moving with
They-
proper
they was-
security,
yeah,
they not.
And they didn't have no security. It was just,
Like it's
it was
nothing.
just about maybe 5, 6 of them, and they just walking through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they didn't look back. So we didn't take it as nothing. I was like, all right, cool, all right. Maybe that was the what we was gonna get tonight. Maybe that. So no. So 15 minutes go by. I'm in a shorty ear. Now I'm a little ways from where the crowd and Moose and them is standing. I'm a little ways, so I got shorty on the wall, and the hole is curved. You know what I'm saying? The hole is curved, so
you can't see who's coming around.
you really can't see who's real. Yeah, you
Right.
can't see until they come around.
Right.
So I'm on a wall. I'm talking to baby girl. I'm like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I'm in the air, right? I look from the corner of my eye, and I see Pac, and he got 3 Outlawz over here, 3 Outlawz over here. So they walking. So I'm looking at the corner of my eye. So now I say, oh wait, I got my back on it. I turn this baby girl around. I'm in the air, but I'm looking dead at them, right?
Right.
And I see Pac going, where they at? He going, where they at? And he's talking to the owl. He like, where they at? So I'm looking, I'm like, oh shit. So this is a movie to me.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's a movie.
Right.
So I'm like, oh shit. So I see him telling where they at. So as they walking, they kind of picking up speed. So I got baby girl on the wall, mind you. So they walking and they kind of get past me. But as they walking past me, I could see one of them, they got their head down. He's saying where they at. He looking around and he got his head down and he's pointing at me. He's like, right here. He's like, he right there.
this.
But he walking fast.
He ain't trying to blow it up.
Basically.
Right.
So he like, yo, he right there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't look up though. He was like, he right there. And I'm looking.
So did your
and they
eyes get
walk by.
wide? Like when you see a nigga point, you was like,
No. I didn't get wild or nothing. I might have had a couple drinks. So I wasn't really, it was just,
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is nothing like, this is like light shit. So I'm looking, so I see him get by. So now I'm like, all right, they walking in front of them. So now I dip. I said, baby girl, I don't even know what happened. I dip back and I try to go around to the back, to the side of them to get where the guys was.
right. So you ain't got to go through him.
So I ain't got to go through them. I ain't go, So I ain't got to go through them. So
Right.
they walk by, I dip around. So as soon as I get to the back, the nigga spins around.
Who?
The nigga Pac spins around like this. Nigga don't be walking around at me, nigga. I'm like, oh shit. So now
At
they
you?
spread. Yeah, this is at me.
Yeah.
So they spread out. So now I hear razors. You know the box cutters?
Click, 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 click.
I hear about 4 or 5 of those. So now I'm like, Ella Booski. The niggas coming over there busting through them. Boom, boom, boom. They grabbed me. So I remember, he grabbed me like, yo, come on in the back. I said, yo, I think I had on a red shirt. I said, yo, they got razors. So I took off my shirt. I wrapped my shit around myself. I said, yo, they got razors.
Yeah.
So now it's getting a little hectic. So Pac, they about as far as me and you is. We standing there, they standing there. So now him and Jungle going back and forth. Him and Jungle and Killer going back and forth. So I'm just saying like, man, what's going on?
What they saying?
They saying a lot of y'all niggas. Pac, y'all niggas think this is a game? Y'all niggas think this is a fucking game? Jungle, fuck you, nigga. Killer, fuck that nigga. They going back and forth. So I'm like, what's up, man? We ain't going nowhere. And he like, nigga, what? What? You wasn't talking that shit when we had your ass surrounded. I smiled.
Nah, but you wasn't though.
I had to smile. And I wasn't. I had to smile though. I had to smile. I'm like, yo, this is a movie.
Yeah.
So now, maybe one of the Outlawz could attest to this. So now, Pac get in his bodyguard ear. So I know these kind of talks, you know, right before a nigga want to shake
Or
and
do
bake.
something, yeah.
So I figured, I ain't hear it. I figured he got in the nigga ear and said, yo, man, let me swing on this nigga real quick and you just come and get me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that split second shit like, yo, let me give him some. Yeah. And then they was like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, I got you.
He spent the round. Now he walking toward me. So I'm like, all right, cool. This is what we doing.
Yeah.
So I put up my hands and his bodyguard grabbed him and said, nah. You ain't gonna do that, nah. So I'm like, oh, okay. So.
But this is all inside.
This is all in the concession stand,
Right.
right? It's all in the concession stand.
Where's the security?
I think Pac had like three dudes with him.
Yeah.
But I think they was Suge security. Cause Suge got more security than Pac. Pac had his niggas.
Right.
You know? So, so where was I at? Yeah, so they going back
Security
and
grabbed
forth.
him. Security grabbed him.
Security grabbed him. They said, nah. He was like, nah. He shook his head like that, nah. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm about to whoop your ass, Pac.
That was interesting. I said, that was interesting. I wonder why he did that, right?
Right.
Maybe you could find him and ask him why he did that. So they going back and forth. I ain't with the talking shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I ain't with all that, you know.
It's too much.
Yeah, it's not too much, but it's boring. Like, what are we talking
Pointless.
for?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pointless.
Right.
That's my energy I'm leaving. I could save that. Punch you in your face. So, they talking. So Pac like, all right, we gonna see y'all niggas later. They spins off and bounce. So we sitting there, we hype. We like, oh shit, you know, this shit, it's about to go down, all right.
Million
Cool,
phone
cool.
calls.
Not yet. So we waiting to see Son. We waiting to see him.
Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your homie Gab, I'm in the building. And this is Makaveli Media. Yo, let me give a shout out to HOFFA for an incredible interview he did with G Wiz from the Bravehearts. For those that don't know, G Wiz was a member of NAS'S rap group, the Bravehearts, along with NAS'S brother Jungle. G Wiz is a day one of Nas, growing up in Queensbridge projects with Nas. And he does this incredible interview with Math about the night Tupac and Nas faced off at the after party to the MTV Music Video Awards out in Bryant Park. To me, some might argue whose story is more accurate between Napoleon, G Wiz, Snoop Dogg, Nas, and many other people. But in my opinion, G Wiz's story was definitely the most entertaining. So this is part one to my breakdown of the Math Hoffa G Wiz interview. In this segment here, G Wiz sets the scene. He stays the night at Nas's house. They call Nas son. You hear Nas call himself son. Plus he got Godson tatted on his belly. They call Nas son. That's his nickname. He basically said they was a little antsy because they knew Tupac and Death Row would be at this award show that they also would be attending. And he said at first Pac and Nas didn't really have an issue, and then Pac would go on the road and diss Nas on stage, and then they would, in return, they would do the exact same thing. On the road, they would take shots at Tupac. People talk, streets talk, word get back to each other. Now you got static. So he tells this incredible story about being at the award show and watching the Outlawz come through. And Nas's brother Jungle was actually heckling the Outlawz. And the Outlawz don't say anything. And then Tupac rolls up. And then Pac is like, yo, who was doing what? And they pointed him out. And how him and Tupac almost got into a fist fight at the award shows. That's crazy. You know, one of the things is he alludes to the whole ordeal as being a movie. Like, yo, this is, like, I can't believe what I'm watching. I can't believe that Nas and Pac is about to really go at it. The two crews is really about to clash, and him being included, and he's still fixated at everything that's going on. One of the things I thought was crazy, he said the Outlawz and Pac, on Pac's cue, when Pac got upset, because the Outlawz was calm letting them talk shit the whole time, but when Pac rolled up and he got upset, he said all you could hear was the razor blades, like box cutters being activated. He was like, oh shit. And he said, you know, all he wanted to do was to get the Nas, like, yo, where's Nas? Because Nas was inside at the actual event. This took place in the hallway. And I'm saying this is just an incredible, you gotta watch the interview, an incredible interview. I'm gonna be back with part two to break down the rest of this interview, so don't miss it. It really, really, really gets deep. Don't forget to sub to the channel. This is Makaveli Media. It's been a pleasure as always. Turn on them post notifications so you be the first to get the alerts when I drop that shit. I'm your homie Gab. I'm signing off. I'm about to hit y'all with the peace.